evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Taiwan Main Stage, celebrating women's resilience and strength. Women are a key driving force in our society, and year after year, they continue to demonstrate incredible resilience and strength. Tonight, we are honored to take this opportunity to share Taiwan's significant progress and achievements in areas of gender equality and women's empowerment. On that note, I would like to invite you to watch a short video.
The island has always nurtured your growth, lighting the way for the journey ahead. Walking with you in search of life's true path. Through the pursuit of future dreams, you will grow as strong as this island, able to sow fields of hope and bring your heart's deepest wishes to life. Through the boundless oceans of time, you've grown into your true independent self. However, the world's malice never fades, and the burdens of reality can be disheartening. The island will shield you from the storm, a quiet harbor where you can anchor and find peace. A strong body and a resilient spirit grant you the power to face anything. Shine in every corner that calls for you. Share your journey with the world and grow as one. Lead the island into the future, bringing to life the dream of an inclusive and diverse society. It is you, with those by your side, who have shaped this wonderful place, the island of beauty, the dancing ocean.
Well, I hope you all enjoy the video. And now I would like to invite Ambassador Tom Zhiqiang Li to deliver his opening remarks.
Honorable Deputy Prime Minister Dada of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Minister Gaspar Jr. from the Marshall Islands, Minister Figueiredo from Paraguay, Minister Philip from St. Kitts and Nevis, Minister Peters from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Madame Baptiste, member of the French National Assembly, Honorable Raquel, indigenous congresswoman from Guatemala, Prime Minister's Special Envoy Rafael from Tuvalu, former U.S. Ambassador at Large Kelly Currie, Ambassador at Large Po-Chun Liu from Taiwan, Ms. Chia-Hui, Chairwoman of E-Grade Cultural and Educational Foundation, Taiwan, Excellency Ambassadors, NGO representatives from Taiwan and around the world, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you all for being here. It's a great honor to host this event, Taiwan Main Stage, celebrating women's resilience and progress, alongside CSW 69. In celebration of International Women's Day 2025, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres announced the Gender Equality Clarion Call last week. The call marks the new UN commitment towards defending and advancing the rights of all women and girls. Despite past efforts, we must do more. Taiwan has worked tirelessly in advancing women's empowerment. It ranks as first in Asia and sixth globally in gender equality in both the UNDP and the OECD Gender Index. Women account for over 40% of our parliament, and we have elected both a female president and a vice president more than once. Yet, it's far from enough. Gender equality is a fundamental right, and we must leave no one behind. Working together across the globe, we must redouble our effort in pursuing true gender equality. Tonight, we are proud to have NGO representatives from Taiwan and around the world join us to share the progress that has been made and the challenges we still must overcome. We welcome and thank you for your tireless efforts. Additionally, an outstanding pianist and composer from Taiwan, Ms. Chia-Hui is here to present us with a stunning multimedia piano performance tonight. The mixed performance of art and visual technology in her works symbolize the vibrant creativity of female leadership. After the performance, we invite you to join us on the second floor for the exhibition of evolving gender equality, highlighting the historical progress of gender mainstreaming in Taiwan. Last, I'm pleased to inform you we are honored to have a distinguished speaker, our former President, Her Excellency Tsai Ing-wen, join us tonight. She will speak on this topic through pre-recorded video right after me. Once again, thank you for sharing this evening with us. Let's have a round of applause for Her Excellency President Tsai Ing-wen. Thank you.
Deputy Prime Minister Delala of Eswatini, Ambassador Currie, Ambassador Lee, Ambassador Liu, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I would like to begin by thanking the Taiwan Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in New York for hosting this event. I also want to commend the Foundation for Women's Rights Promotion and Development and EGRET Cultural and Educational Foundation Taiwan for their work on this year's Taiwan Gender Equality Week. Your efforts served as both a driver of gender equality and a bridge connecting Taiwan with the international community. This is particularly meaningful work as Taiwan faces barriers to international participations that requires groups like yours to help us engage with the world. That is why we are deeply encouraged by your series of events in New York during this year's section of the Commission of the Status of Women. Your platform allows you to highlight Taiwan's contributions to gender equality and foster further cooperation with global partners in this important mission. Taiwan Gender Equality Week represents an opportunity for Taiwan and partner countries to exchange our expertise and experiences. In this regard, Taiwan has a lot to share, as gender equality in our country has come a long way in recent years. Taiwan's progress has been informed by its gender mainstreaming strategy, which uses a set of tools to help collect and analyze data so that we can target specific outcomes. In collaboration with grassroots women's movements, these tools have been used to expand and expedite gender equality goals. As a result, we have seen a significant rise in the number of women in important leadership positions. For example, the proportion of women in our national legislature reached 30% in 2012 before surpassing 40% in 2020. I believe that this increase in women's public participation reflects Taiwan society's acknowledgement of the fact that women leaders can be just as, if not more, successful than men. This represents just one example of how Taiwan has been pursuing the UN Sustainable Development Goals, despite its exclusion from major international organizations. Here, I want to reiterate that we are deeply committed to fostering a more gender-equal society. That is because we believe in the simple fact that everyone is equal, regardless of their gender. And we also know that our country and government both benefit when no talent is excluded because of their gender. Taiwan is now a leader in this area. It ranks 6th globally and 1st in Asia in the OECD Social Institutions and Gender Index, highlighting the level of freedom and equality women in Taiwan have achieved. Perhaps Taiwan's best-known effort towards eliminating discrimination is the legalization of same-sex marriage in 2019. But I want to remind you that this did not come without its challenges, as different segments of society had very different perspectives on this issue. It took inclusive conversations with those both opposed to and in favor of legislation to reach a point that was broadly acceptable to our society. In this, young people play a crucial role as they engage with their elders to dispel any misconceptions or concerns, advancing the conversation and fostering goodwill. I cite this example to encourage everyone in their efforts towards more gender equal and less discriminatory societies because it highlights the importance of communication in making headways on difficult issues. I also want to note that while this has garnered much international attention for Taiwan, we are still working to achieve greater equality for marginalized groups. To identify where we can further improve, the government brought together NGOs and academics to conduct a large-scale survey in Taiwan. This will help in formulating measures towards a more equal society. While all this progress should be celebrated, there is much more work that needs to be done. Today, I want to share with you a few areas in which Taiwan is still striving to deepen gender equality, as well as how we plan to address them going forward. The first is how to better include women in the workforce. In recent years, Taiwan has experienced a gradual growth in the women's labor force participation rate, even during the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet, in our best-known industry, that is science and technology, women's salaries are on average 20% lower than men. Taiwan's measures to address this include reducing gender segregation in higher education so that women in science and technology becomes the norm. We are also promoting more inclusive working environments that better account for women's vital contributions to this and other sectors. In addition, to address the lack of representation of women in executive positions and the boardroom, Taiwan is developing assessment and reward mechanisms that help businesses achieve a more gender equal makeup of decision makers. However, the work of many women, although essential, is not accounted for in labor statistics, which do not include their contributions through unpaid domestic work. With Taiwan's aging population, families today face growing pressure to take care of the elderly and the children concurrently, and this burden often falls disproportionately on women. There is a clear need to offer financial security and workplace guarantees to women with domestic responsibilities. To increase their financial security, Taiwan has national pension insurance fund that requires spouses to be jointly responsible for payment of premiums. This means women engaged in unpaid domestic work have basic retirement security, and to allow workers more time to care for family members, Taiwan has increased parental leave benefits and is promoting flexible parental leave policies. We hope that these policies spread and lighten the burden of domestic work while making workplaces more gender-friendly. Taiwan is also determined to end gender-based violence, whether it occurs in families, schools, workplaces, or any other setting. To make a substantive difference in this area, we have enacted and amended relevant laws to expand protections for victims and enhance investigative capability. These days, however, this challenge is growing as the frequency of violence and threatening behaviors online increases. Again, Taiwan's response include amending its laws to address this dangerous trend. But with more people around the world spending more time online, this has become a common threat, not confined by national borders. We should therefore be intensifying our collaboration in digital governance to reduce the harm caused by gender-based violence online. The last 3 years have brought unprecedented global challenges, making the road to gender equality more complicated than before. Despite this, I believe that by collaborating with international partners and standing firm by our values, we can consolidate our progress and find solutions to the issues that remain in our way. I would like to end with this message of hope and by thanking the organizers once again for giving Taiwan's efforts towards gender equality an international platform. I wish you all a successful Taiwan Gender Equality Week with constructive outcomes. Thank you.
It is such an honor to hear this inspiring message from Taiwan's first female president, Tsai Ing-wen. Today, we are also really honored to have so many good friends and allies gather here, coming together to champion women's resilience and progress. Now, please join me in welcoming Honorable Tulisili Dada, Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, to say a few words.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Tom Lee, Your Excellencies, the Honorable Ministers present here today, Your Excellency, our Permanent Representative here, Tami Lamini, distinguished officials, ladies and gentlemen, a good evening. Your Excellency, Excellencies, it is an honor to once again join the Republic of China, Taiwan, here in New York to celebrate Taiwan's remarkable progress in gender equality. The year 2025 is indeed one of reflection and celebration, marking 3 decades since the adoption of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. Excellencies, allow me to begin by acknowledging the profound impact of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, which laid a strong foundation for advancing women's rights. It emphasized the importance of equal participation and representation for all women and girls in every sector of development. While we acknowledge the challenges that remain, we must view them as opportunities for further progress rather than setbacks. Over the years, we have witnessed significant strides in enhancing women's participation and representation in key areas of development. While much remains to be done, the increasing visibility of women in leadership, in education, in healthcare, in economic empowerment, you name it, is a testament to the transformative impact of this global agenda. I'm now going to speak to a Swatinese partnership with Taiwan on gender equality. This evening, Eswatini proudly joins Taiwan in celebrating its gender equality achievements within the framework of the 69th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. Taiwan's progress in advancing gender equality is not only reflected within its own borders, but also in the impactful work it supports in Eswatini, particularly in programs benefiting women and girls. We've got one program that we've just recently introduced called Asibambaneni Singumdeni. Let us hold hands as families. This newly launched program, aimed at reuniting families, was established in response to the growing concern over social challenges that have led to the disintegration of family structures. Issues such as the rise in child-headed households and the increasing burden on elderly caregivers have made this initiative critical. Taiwan has extended its support by donating some vehicles to enhance the program's operations. Another intervention by Taiwan is that of housing for elderly and vulnerable women. Taiwan has committed to constructing 100 houses for elderly citizens in Eswatini. This project prioritizes women-led households, ensuring vulnerable women and girls have access to safe and dignified housing. Taiwan has also contributed immensely in microfinance, which we call Microfinance Revolving Fund. Through Her Majesty, the Queen Mother, Taiwan, through Her Excellency, the President Tsai, provided 18 million, approximately $1 million USD, to establish a woman's microfinance revolving fund. This initiative has directly benefited 450 women entrepreneurs, supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises with a remarkable 100% compliance rate. This support has transformed the lives of many young women, enabling them to thrive in business and contribute to economic growth. Further, Taiwan has played a pivotal role in other community development initiatives. More than 6,000 women, youth across Eswatini's 59 constituencies have benefited from Taiwan-supported programs, including climate-smart agricultural training, women's economic empowerment schemes, healthcare and nutrition support. As if that was not enough, on education and scholarships, Taiwan continues to offer scholarships to students from Eswatini, including our many young women. This initiative enhances access to higher education, equipping women and girls with skills and qualifications to enter diverse fields, including STEM professions. Electrification and economic empowerment. Taiwan's partnership in electrification efforts has contributed to 88% nationwide electrification in Eswatini. Actually, was second after Morocco in Africa when it comes to electrification. And of course, Taiwan played, again, a major role in ensuring that this initiative achieves 88%. We could be at 90 as I speak. This has empowered women-led businesses and households, enabling them to flourish in an environment with improved access to energy. Your Excellency, Eswatini expresses its deep appreciation to the Republic of China, Taiwan, for its unwavering support in uplifting women and girls. Our long-standing bilateral ties, which will be turning 57 this year, have played a significant role in advancing gender equality, fostering a more inclusive and just society. As we reflect on the progress achieved since the Beijing Declaration, we must recognize that the journey toward full gender equality is far from complete. The world has evolved over the past 3 decades, bringing new challenges such as the digital gender divide, the impact of climate change on women, the rise of gender-based violence. These emerging issues call for innovative solutions and renewed commitments. As we celebrate the strides made, we must reaffirm that gender equality is not just a woman's issue. It is a human rights imperative. Achieving gender equality is essential for peace, for prosperity, and sustainable development. It benefits societies, it benefits economies, and it benefits individuals alike. Together, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to a future where every woman and girl has equal opportunities to thrive. I thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Deputy Prime Minister. Now, may I invite Ambassador Kelly Currie, the former United States Ambassador at Large, to give her remarks.
Your Excellencies, it's wonderful to be back here in New York, having served at the U.S. mission here. It is really a great week here. CSW was always a highlight for us, and when I became the Ambassador at Large, unfortunately, it was during COVID, and so I didn't get to have the full experience of being the Ambassador at Large for Global Women's Issues during CSW during like a full CSW. So it's really great to be able to come back here, and I really appreciate the Taiwanese mission here in New York inviting me to participate in this incredible event. And it's great to see so many people show up for Taiwan and show up to learn about and hear about the incredible things that Taiwan is doing in the area of gender equality and women's equality. When I served in the U.S. government, including when I was an ambassador, as ambassador at large for global women's issues, I saw firsthand how the United States and Taiwan work together to advance our relationship, including through cooperation on women's participation in all phases of society. We worked together abroad, outside of our countries, and we worked together on issues internally, whether it was helping to encourage greater participation of women in the armed forces in Taiwan, or helping to encourage women in STEM in the United States and learning from Taiwan there. It was a really great partnership, and it continues to this day. I was just recently in Taiwan for the Halifax Security Forum in Taipei last month. And it was really wonderful to see my dear friends, such as former President Tsai, who you heard from today, and my friend Vice President Xiaobi Kim, two of the most remarkable examples of women leaders. And they are really the exemplars of Taiwan's transformation. It's remarkable transformation into the freest, most equitable country in the region, in the Indo-Pacific, and one of the freest in the world. I always love being able to go to Taiwan and see what an incredible, vibrant democracy, what an incredibly vibrant society, technologically advanced, taking care of the community. It is taking care of the environment. It is a really shining example for all of us, and we all have a lot to learn from Taiwan. It was also really wonderful while I was there to catch up with my dear friend Audrey Tang, who is Taiwan's first digital ambassador, a position that I don't know exists for any other country, but Audrey is leading the way in this regard after serving as the Minister for Digital Affairs and now becoming Taiwan's digital ambassador out in the world, and helping others to learn about Taiwan's example of how they handle everything from hateful content and misinformation and disinformation and propaganda attacks that Taiwan is constantly suffering from, is constantly being targeted by malign actors who are trying to shape the information space. And Audrey and her team at the ministry, and now as an ambassador, are showing that there's a way to combat this kind of adverse propaganda and these influence operations, not through censorship, but through more information and through open architectures and freedom. It's a really remarkable example for the rest of us that we can follow. These and other friends from Taiwan have really come for me to exemplify the resilience of this amazing country and its society. Recently, I have seen Taiwanese women stepping up to drive the reformation of Taiwan's civil defense system, making vital contributions to the safety, security, and prosperity of their nation, and preparing for the worst case scenario in Taiwan. They are stepping up every day at all levels of society, from down in the smallest village all the way up to Taipei City. And it is really remarkable to see how they are contributing from all age groups too. You have the grannies out there getting involved in civil defense, and the young women out there working on cyber resilience. It is extraordinary to see how this society is coming together to defend itself from both the current threats that it faces as well as potential future ones. So I am really proud to stand with Taiwan, to stand here today and to stand with Taiwan, celebrate our friendship that is built on enduring shared values, including efforts to promote women's empowerment. And whether it's in the economic field through wonderful programs like GCTF that the United States and Taiwan work together in other partner countries, or in the emerging digital economy where Taiwan is such a leader, there should be no limit to these opportunities for cooperation. I hope these efforts will continue to grow and expand in the coming years, and that we will continue to see Taiwan's extraordinary leadership on these issues. It provides a remarkable example for the international community that they should take note of and learn from. The incredible and powerful example that Taiwan sets is yet another reason that it should be given a greater role in international institutions. celebrations. I think we can all agree to that. So I want to thank our host tonight, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. And I'm very proudly say that I am on Team Taiwan, and I look forward to many more celebrations here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Next, I would like to invite Ambassador Po-Chun Liu, Taiwan's ambassador at large, to say a few words.
Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It means a lot for me to be able to return to New York as ambassador at large. I'm grateful that I was born in Taiwan, where baseball is the national sport. Women and girls can discover our potential and drives. I was known to be the first female baseball umpire in Taiwan. What that really meant to me was the responsibility to help more women and girls succeed on the baseball field. I'd take this moment to thank to the AIT for identifying me and nominating me to participate the State Department's Girls Sport Mentoring Program, as known as GSMP in 2017. This program recruits 17 female sports emergency leaders around the world every year to come to the United States for training. Through GSMP, I learned about how to promote women leadership and diplomacy through sports. During my 5-week training, I was placed at the National Hockey League in New York, where I got the great opportunity to learn from my mentor, Miss Susan Koike, and the mentor team. Actually, she is here tonight. During my internship, NHL also helped build me connections with MLB, Mets, and other NGOs. So I can say that I was born in Taiwan and also met in USA, specifically in New York. Thank you. So after returning from the training program, I embarked on the journey to support women and girls by organizing various empowerment activities and advocating for policy initiatives. With the continued assistance of AIT, I later received the Women and Sport World Trophy, awarded by the International Olympic Committee and the UN Women in New York in 2019. Yes, it is in this great city again, and actually just several blocks away. So since Taiwan have long been diplomatically isolated, I could finally enter the building with my Taiwan passport for what we did to support women. In an interview conducted by UN media, I mentioned that we Taiwanese people are hardworking and kind. We will contribute and donation and supplies wherever there is a need. So why do you ignore us? Please let us return to the international society. We Taiwanese, we can contribute to the world even much more. Unfortunately, Taiwanese people were still not allowed to enter the UN in the past 6 years. I mean, we are not even allowed to enter the building. After I received the World Trophy, award by the UN, I was also invited to join the UN's Global Sport Program work team. The United Nations Office of Counterterrorism used sports to combat terrorism. However, every time I received an invitation to enter the meeting located in the conference room on the UN building, I was reminded that I could not enter the building due to my nationality. This combat terrorism program is kind of terrible to me. Yeah, so in 2019, after the World Award ceremony, I went back to our NHL office next day to thank my mentor. And Susan asked me why I didn't share her this big news advance, because she and her mentor team going to appoint me. I was bitter that I couldn't share my biggest joy with her because this had to be kept confidential. It really bothered me that when I thought about my fellow people who are not allowed to enter the UN building, I kept thinking to myself, why can't we Taiwanese enter? Why? But when I saw the room full of attendees, my anger turned into gratitude. I realized that many people, many of people that I even didn't know, they work so hard to protect me and ensure I can attend that ceremony for keep it a secret. So as the old saying goes, virtue cannot exist in isolation. It needs neighbors. With this in mind, I am determined to give back to the strangers who have helped Taiwan. The best way to show gratitude is by helping even more people. This spirit is embedded in the DNA of our Taiwanese. In the face of injustice, we do not falter. Instead, we remain resilient and grateful. Today's exhibition stands as a testimony to this belief. No matter what challenge we encounter, we will continue to do what is right. So, with this mission in mind, I left my job as a social worker and founded the Taiwan Sport Forward Association, dedicated to advancing gender equality and sport diplomacy. Since the founding of 2020, I have received financial and in-kind support from the U.S. State Department and AIT every year. And we work together for events such as the first ever Women's Sports Photographer Contest, Women's Sports Photographer Exhibitions, and Asia-Pacific Sport Diplomacy Seminars, Bangladesh Women's Basketball Development Program, and safe sport promotions in cooperation with the World Baseball and Softball Confederation and Malaysia to prevent bullying and sexual harassment, and the Soccer Girls Project to empower young girls, etc. So there will be more in the future. So have you ever seen the winning formula? The United States and Taiwan share the same value and are the best partner to join to promote women's empowerment. It is not just a win-win, but a multiple win that we can benefit Asia Pacific and the world. So, in 1995, the United Nations Fourth World Conference on Women was held in Beijing. And the Beijing Declaration and the Platform for Action was adopted. However, although Taiwan is not part of this system, we have never stopped it moving forward or helping other countries. Action is the strongest commitment. Taiwan demonstrates through action that we are a reliable partner in the international community, as you see tonight. So, thank you for you being here tonight to show your support. It means so much more when we stand together for a better world. So yes, I'm sure we all agree that, and we all believe that, strong women, better world. So best wish to you all, and thank you again for your coming, and enjoy tonight.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Liu. Since 1990s, women's empowerment has become a crucial part of Taiwan's culture and art scene. These inspiring women artists have broken through barriers, making strides for self-expression and freedom. Taiwan's women artists, with their unique creativity and storytelling, have brought a refreshing perspective to the global art stage. And tonight, we are thrilled to introduce Chia-Hui, a Taiwanese composer and artist. She is a classical musician, a cross-disciplinary artist, the chairwoman of the Egret Cultural and Educational Foundation, and an associate professor at National Taiwan University of Arts. Through her work, she continues to inspire others and bridge different art forms. creating powerful connections between culture, art, music, and technology. One of the things that make today's performance special is her use of a self-developed, a really unique real-time music recognition system that captures melodies and transforms it into a surreal visual story. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Chia-Hui Liu to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here. As a musician and an artist, I believe I have the responsibility to use my work to reflect the world, to document its stories, and contribute positive changes. I see abstract music as a powerful force, frequency that transcends time and space, carrying immense influences and energy. In these challenging times, I want to use my performing art as a message of hope, encouraging us all to strive for a better future, to confront darkness with courage, and to never give up. Through the universal language of music and art, may we all become the messengers of hope. Thank you.
Is inspired by a powerful story of the elderly Ukrainian woman. In an act of defiance, she placed seeds in the aggressor's pockets, telling them when they fall in battle, their bodies will fertilize soil, and sunflowers will bloom in their place. This story of bravery deeply moved Chia-Hui, prompting her to compose a rondo in memory of her late father, a fighter for democracy. Through this 5-part lyrical piece, Chia-Hui seeks a dialogue with the heaven, hoping for a response. This visual you will witness tonight echo the rondo, transforming relics of the past and the spiritual legacy into seeds of hope. What a truly mesmerizing performance. Please join me in giving Chia-Hui another big round of applause. So we are in for one more treat tonight. The next piece is Butterfly Orchid. It is inspired by the dream Chia-Hui had after visiting Taiwan Botanical Garden. In the dream, a butterfly is captured, but then rescued by a kind botanist. In gratitude, the butterfly prays to take human form to repay his kindness, only to find herself then trapped in unrequited love. Undeterred, the butterfly prays once more, and this time, she transformed into the queen of the orchids, the fairy flower that captivated her savior. As the orchids fade, it transcends the earthly realm, rising to the stars and endless, fulfilling the heart's desire. This story embodies transformation and transcendence, a rebirth. It is a tribute to Chia-Hui's mother, Professor Yu Shouchen, a woman whose life has been devoted to love, family, country, and selfless sacrifice. This was truly a feast for our eyes, for our ears, and for our minds. Thank you, and please give Chia-Hui another round of applause. And now, may I invite everyone to take the candle under your chair. For those of you standing on the side and or at the back, please feel free to take a candle from our colleagues as we prepare for a group photo. And the switch is at the bottom, so when you... So, are we all have been holding a candle in our hand? Can you just show me? Yes, good job. So, now I would like to invite you to hold your candle high when I say, wish for peace and shine for equality. So, 1, 2, 3, wish for peace and shine for equality. Thank you so much. You can now put your candle down. And now I would like to invite Chia-Hui, our speakers, Deputy Prime Minister, Ambassador Lee, Ambassador Liu, and head of the special envoy, all of the ministers, all the congresswomen, and all the permanent representatives to the United Nations to the stage. We would like to take a group picture. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and now we would like to take another photo with a different backdrop. Please remain on the stage.